Welcome to Tekzilla Bytes, feeding your tech hunger fast. I'm Patrick Norton, and oh my goodness, I got hands-on with some serious 4K gaming. Really, when Puget System calls up and says, so you want to test out a 4K gaming rig? Say a legendary Asus PQ321Q 31.5-inch 4K monitor fed by a monster AMD gaming rig with a pair of 290X GPUs? You say yes, and you learn a lot about 4K gaming. First up, native 4K gaming is awesome. In the words of our buddy Zach, it represents a major leap in visual fidelity, and the details can crush anything that's on next-gen consoles. Seriously, in a year or two, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are going to look so Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. 4K gaming can be that gorgeous. Is there a downside to 4K? Definitely, but let me show off this system first. The heart is an AMD FX-9590 4.7 gigahertz CPU on an Asus SABERTOOTH 990FX motherboard, 8 gigs of RAM, and the lungs, or maybe the other hearts, a pair of two AMD Radeon R9 290X 4 gig video cards. And yes, at this point, you need a massive power supply. Puget chose a 1300 watt Antec HCP 1300 Platinum, dropped in a 512 gigabyte Samsung 840 Pro SSD, an Asus 16X Blu-ray burner, and SATA. That's all packed into a fractal design defined XL-R2 titanium grade case, and then it gets seriously swank and quiet. Puget delivers a pile of customer service. They call you after it arrives. Before that, they send you videos of the build and burn in, and that's when I got to see the Koolance water block on the CPU, a pair of Koolance water blocks on each of the Radeon R9s, and the Koolance coolant flow meter with display, along with the blue LED lighting case mods. A little over the top, yes, but it's gorgeous, and all this love is to feed pixels to one of Asus's gorgeous PQ321Q monitors. 3840 by 2160, 4K, UHD, top-of-the-line gaming rig. How much for all this? Figure around $8,500. About $2,500 of that is monitor. The build, it's immaculate. Puget provides lifetime labor and tech support, a 1-year parts warranty. They always answer the phone, and I love the fact that you get a binder, and the binder is filled with information like the temperature logs when they burned it in and did the benchmarks. Does 4K have to cost this much? It's getting cheaper every month. 30 hertz 4K monitors start at $600 or $700. You won't want to game on them, but they're okay if you want the giant desktop for productivity and photo editing, like you want 4 windows open at once. But the UHD monitor of gaming joy, you need 60 hertz refresh rates on that 4K screen, like on the PQ321, and DisplayPort on your GPU, at least until HDMI 2.0 shows up. Decent monitors are starting to show up under $1,000, but they're not IGZO, and some of them are just okay color-wise. Doesn't matter if you're photo editing or gaming, the PQ321 is gorgeous. And in case I haven't said it enough, 4K UHD, 3820 by 2160. 4 times the resolution of 1920 by 1080. That is 4 1080p screens, which is epic for productivity. It is also a major challenge for a GPU. Matter of fact, a lot of games, Titanfall, are waiting on 4K support. Some won't ever get it. Hey, 1080p scaling isn't bad, movies or games, but the games that roll in 4K, oh, Borderlands 2, so shiny. We grabbed some friends from Rev3 Games. One almost wept when he loaded Civ 5. Civilization was epic, but the UI scaling is troublesome there. That's a pretty good summary of 4K gaming. Seriously, high-res monitors make for ridiculous amounts of fine detail on the screen, but for example, Civ 5's movies and load screens made for 1080p in the center of the screen. Think twee semi-readable blob in the center of a big black screen. Well, it pretty much almost made our friend cry for other reasons. The same thing for a lot of Windows apps. Windows 8.1, good to go with scaling fonts and menus for 4K, but a lot of Windows apps will just have issues in 4K until they're tweaked for the resolution upgrade. Think phone apps on tablets, and you got the idea. When the 4K patch comes through on Titanfall, that should be fantastic, at least if you have the power to feed the pixels to the screen. The FX-9590 CPU and dual 290Xs in our testbed handled just about everything we threw at it with settings maxed out, but hey, we're talking about $1,100 or $1,200 of GPU here. Frankly, you can get by on 4K with a single GTX 780 Ti or a Radeon R9 290X, but you won't have all the eye candy maxed out. But as this all gets sorted out, GPU power keeps dropping in price, 4K UHD monitors get closer to $500, more games get made with 4K in mind or updated with interfaces that scale so you don't end up with an interface that looks tiny in 4K. I think gaming is going to be the place where people really want UHD resolution in their lives. Whether that's on a desktop that doubles as your workplace coding or a massive flat panel in the living room, gaming is going to be epic in 4K. Me, I want a massive 4K screen with full surround sound, and hey, my 1080p Blu-rays will look spiffy wifey upscaled on that screen too while I'm waiting for 4K content to show up. And speaking of games, maybe you can make a game yourself with the help of our sponsor, lynda.com/Tekzilla. A low monthly fee gets you unlimited 24/7 access to thousands of top quality video courses taught by expert instructors with real world experience. Programming Photoshop, you can master some serious Excel tricks, and you can try lynda.com free for 7 days by visiting lynda.com/Tekzilla. Got a messy entertainment setup? Check out our episode on hiding home theater gear.